told you there's some certain other stuff you had to go on there. You're on.
Hello, this is Scott in a Shot live podcast about everything political. Have you guys watched the news today? Did you see Kamala Harris go on Brett Baer and try to do that interview? All she did was stump and sit there and pander to everybody and never answered really one question. And when she did answer it, it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump. Are these people losing their minds? Can somebody let me know about that? Who goes on there every time somebody asks anything about their policies or what happened when they were in office? It goes right back to Donald Trump. I thought they wanted to become president to get rid of Donald Trump stuff, but yet everything's going bad on the stuff that they did do, and they're blaming Donald Trump. I mean, that Donald Trump syndrome thing that's going on, I mean, these people lost their minds, in my opinion. I mean, really? I mean, stop it. I mean, they get trying to watch. I'd rather go to a proctologist or go see my dentist. It's so hard to watch that woman because all you get is nothing. But this is the Scott in a Shot podcast. Give me 1 second, people. 1 second. Let me take a shot of tequila here because trying to deal with all these people and all their stupidity, I got to be buzzed. Stopped getting buzzed for a long time. Then I started watching the news and I realized you need to start getting buzzed again. All right, there we go. Right on. Well, what do you people think about the election that's going on? What do you think about Kamala Harris? I already know what everybody thinks about Donald Trump. He's a stud. I mean, have you guys been watching all the drones flowing over our military bases in the last few days? And they can't do nothing about it. Isn't that crazy? That they can't shoot them down. I mean, legally they can't do this, they can't do that. And then they get on TV and they advertise to the whole world on all these news organizations that drones are flying over our bases. You know, before it was balloons flying over our country, checking stuff out from China. And they can't do nothing about it. They're just allowing it to happen. It's kind of like, you guys check this out. Remember when those balloons were coming over, those spy balloons? And then here's Joe Biden. Hey, man, it's a balloon. I want 5 of those for my granddaughter or whatever. But, I mean, he didn't even care. I mean, if Donald Trump was in office, boom, 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 they've been done. And then we just sent a nice package back to China telling them that you just messed up. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Let's send them a package. Let's send them a balloon full of something. Anyway, what do you guys think about that? This is my first shot at trying to do this podcast, and I'm watching all this crazy stuff at 58 years old. Been sitting back in my home, being all quiet and all calm. And all of a sudden I realized that people need to stand up and realize what the heck's going on. And stop watching these stupid softball interviews with Charlemagne the God. I mean, the Democratic Party right now is trying so hard to get the black vote back. It's pretty sad and pathetic how they're turning on you. You just got sold out. You've been sold out just like they're selling out women, guys and girls sports, men that get who are transitioning into being a transgender, and they're allowing them to play in girls sports. Girls can't even compete against a real woman anymore. I mean, they got guys jumping into their sports because they couldn't be the best at the sport they were at. You know, I feel very fortunate for the women that were in the Olympics, that those boxers did get their jaw broken and knocked the fuck out. Excuse my language, knocked out because they say it's okay for a male man to go in there and fight with a woman. All this domestic problem things we have, domestic violence that we have in this country, and they're sitting there saying it's okay for a man to go in a ring and fight a woman. Wow, and that's the Democrats, not the Republicans. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Just on its face. You know, this election is about a lot of things, and I hope it's about normal things, but it's not. It is for the Republicans. The Republican platform is common sense. If you want to see what the platform is for the Republican Party and what they want to do to this country, it's called common sense. You either have it or you don't. And obviously, all the voters in the Democratic Party have no common sense because they're sitting there buying into all this stuff. buying into all this fucking bullshit. Sorry, excuse my language. It's not that bad of a word though. Let's transfer over to that transgender issue. I mean, if you want to be a transgender and go slice up your body, knock yourself out. Stop talking to my granddaughters about it, my grandkids about it. Don't go behind their back and talk to them about sex. What kind of party says it's okay for a grown adult to go talk to your children behind your back? What does that look like? Shh, don't tell your parents. Is that what that looks like? Behind your back and try to change their sex. How does that have anything to do with that teacher? It's a teacher who's a grown adult who's sitting there fixated on a child's sexual preferences and stuff like that. When was that ever cool? When I was growing up, that was highly illegal. They used to tell you don't go talking to strangers or teachers who were trying to push on transgenderism. I didn't know that had to be put in there too, but obviously to these guys it does, because our government thinks that they're allowed, that they should be allowed to go behind your back. When did school ever become a porn school? I thought it was supposed to be a school for arithmetic, math, science, history, civics. But no, it's about, hey, do you want to be a transgender? Do you want to be gay? I mean, when did that ever start happening? I'll tell you when, people. I'll tell you when. When the Democratic Party's they're trying to make everything's cool with them. They're making it to where nobody has any self-responsibility and anybody can do whatever they want under the altar of freedom. They have the right to do this. They have the right. I think they have the right not to be weird. I mean, when did weirdness ever become something that we should legalize? Let's legalize all the drugs. Here, black people, have some free weed, have some free money, which is all illegal. Are you serious? I don't know what to think, people. But this is the Scott and the Shot podcast. I want to take another shot because right now I'm really weirding out that our country might elect a woman that has zero intelligence. Kamala Harris. Stop it. She sat there for 4 years, 3 years or whatever, and said Joe Biden was competent. Now you tell me, people, how did anybody not see that Joe Biden, any normal person that can stand outside themselves and look at what's really going on? If you really want to fix something, you have to stand outside your comfort zone and look at the problem. She thinks that's okay. I mean, let me take a shot first. Okay, she thinks it's okay, but you women, I mean, but they're trying to buy I'm losing track here. This is an unscripted show with me just going off on things, and I'd like to get to a phase where people can call in and give me their point of view and tell me I'm an asshole and I suck. But really, all I got to say to everybody with their weirdness is stop it. In the black community, they're pandering to you so bad right now. They're saying that if you don't vote for them, you're stupid, you're not black. It's like Charlemagne the God. Joe Biden went on Charlemagne the God and said, if you aren't black, watch the video, watch the tone of voice he says it in. If you ain't black, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. I don't know any other way to say. He just called you the N-word, and he put stupid before the N-word. If you don't vote for the Democratic Party, you're not black. You're a fascist, just like Donald Trump is. You're Hitler, just like Donald Trump, and me, and my wife, and my kids, because we don't agree with their messed up point of view. And that's what's up. Let's give you free money. Let's give them some weed so they can't think for themselves. Kids, stop it. I hope everybody sees what's really going on here. They sit there to say they care about women's rights, but they let men go into women's sports. A man is a man. A woman is a woman. A child is a child. And a teacher, I don't know what they are anymore. They're obviously not teaching our children what they need to learn. When they get out of school and they get out of school at 18 years old and they can't, their reading and math skills are at 8th grade level. Most 8th graders, in today's world, they can't do nothing. So just think about that. It's not like 8th grade level when I was going to school. It's like this new level. Here's 8th grade when I was going to school. Here's 8th grade now. 8th grade now is like a 4th grader. So when an 18-year-old gets out of school and can't read or write basic math, they can't do basic math, they can't read, very fast. I mean, they're stuttering with words. They don't know because they just don't know what the word says. They can't spell. I mean, look at Chicago. You know, this is a very, very, very important election. You know, you thought you couldn't get any worse than lying Hillary Clinton. Then they throw in Joe Biden. Wow, he's going to bring us all together. How can you bring people together when all you sit there and do is call people Hitler and they're fascist and they're misogynistic? I mean, you know what I see? I don't see a lot of things, but I see that our government can't. They won't support our allies. Our government thinks that we're all just stupid. I mean, they think that parents can't make the right decisions for their kids. We can't. They started off 20 years ago by saying we can't even discipline our children anymore. You know, I had a friend who had a daughter, and she wanted to go out like on a Wednesday night. She's like 14 years old. She wanted to go out on a Wednesday night, it's school night, and she wanted to stay out till like 1 a.m. Her mother told her. She's a friend of mine. Her name's Leslie. She told her daughter, "You're not going to go out tonight. It's school night." And she stood back. She jumped up and she called Leslie a bitch. A 14-year-old daughter called a girl a bitch, her mother right to her face. So Leslie stood up, slapped her across the face and said, "Hey, I'm your mother. Don't you talk to me like that." And she went and called the police, and the police came and arrested her and her husband, my buddy Pat. Now, these are Mexicans. They arrested them. They arrested them for disciplining the girl, for smacking her one time in the face, with it. I mean, smack like a woman would do to her daughter. And they arrested them and put them in jail on an assault charge. Because, so you can just sit. What do you do when a child looks at you and it says, "Fuck you, bitch," to your mother? To your mother. I mean, that is what the Democratic Party is all about. They don't want us to be able to discipline our children. They don't want us to teach our children. They don't want us to give them any kind of religious background to try to help them out through life. Give them something to look to. I mean, a higher power to try to figure out stuff. And that is what I'm talking about here, people. And then you got Kamala Harris. She can't even go on Brett Baer tonight and sit there and defend everything she said. Donald Trump. Not taking any personal responsibility for anything. Not for anything. Is everybody sure she was an attorney general? I mean, she was the head of the attorney general of California. Are they sure of that? I come from a middle class family. I prosecuted transnational gangs. Stuff. So here's if you actually went up against transnational gangs and you sit there and took them to court and got rid of them, then why are they here? And if you're that tough on everything, then why are you trying to legalize all these things that transnational gangs do? Let's just legalize all the drugs. Let's just legalize any kind of behavior. No self-responsibility. Let's let people go to a store and with 40, 50 people and snatch, grab everything and not do nothing. Let's let them go to a store and they sit there with a calculator. As long as it doesn't go over $1,000, just walk right out the door. And it's sad. And you know what's sad? It's pretty bad in America, people, when a store owner just lets them walk out. You know why they're letting them walk out? Because nothing's going to get done. They're going to sit there and call the police. The police will come. They're not going to arrest none of them. None of them will get in trouble. So, I mean, and so they just let it go. They just say, screw it, and let them walk out. And then you got these cities where Rite Aid, CVS, and Walgreens is all leaving these cities. And then you got somebody from the squad go on there, and they sit there and go on TV and sit there and say this business is wrong. They're leaving. This is wrong. That's wrong. Well, if you're going to allow somebody to go rob your store at $100,000 at fucking robbing, because you got 50 guys going in there, robbing the place. I mean, that's what that's what the Democrats want for you. They want us to sit there and let. I mean, does anybody have an opinion on this? I'm going to put my phone number up here soon, and you can call and tell me what you think. But what kind of government allows 200 bombs to be lobbed over into Israel every damn day, and we sit there and defend Iran? If we're not bombing them, we're defending them. A little baby Muslim country of idiots that sit there and oppress their women, oppress their people, and sit there threatening us, threatening the United States of America. And you got the Democratic Party bowing down and acting like they're powerful. Do you guys remember how we went into 9/11? We walked into Iraq after we got all our military there after a year. We walked into that into their capital, found Saddam Hussein living in a hole. In a hole. He knew this was all coming. And how does he end his life? He's in a hole. And then we capture him, and you know what happens after that. That is how easy it would be to take over Iran. That's how easy it would be to just one day, boom. We wouldn't even have to put boots on the ground. We'll just send our Raptor airplanes over there, our F-16s. It's done. One day. We can make Iran bow down to us in one day. One day, she said that on Brett Baer. Iran is the number one threat. We're worried about Iran. I'm not worried about Iran. Just like I wasn't worried about Russia. Look at Russia. They can't even beat Ukraine. Don't worry about Russia, people. Don't worry about Iran. That is one day stuff. You need to worry about China. The number one country in the world that we got to worry about. The Democratic Party is telling you not to worry about them. Here, let's put TikTok in our country. Something that sits there and lets everybody be an idiot on there and post it online. They don't let TikTok be. TikTok in China's not like that. People in China, they're showing up spelling bees they won and contests they won and family parties. They're not showing a bunch of kids going on there trying to mutilate themselves and inhale a bunch of cinnamon to see if they can handle it. Yeah, our TikTok over here is promoting kids to kill themselves. I mean, really. And obviously, you can't sit there and go into a kid's head and make them be smart. I mean, I can't even believe a kid would do that, but we live in a different time now, people. Kids aren't as smart. Obviously, the adults aren't as smart, or we wouldn't be allowing this to happen. What a sad day in the world when America bows down to Iran. Man, Iran, Iran, you ain't. You know, where's those bombs at that were like back in Vietnam? You know, Kilroy on it. Eat a dick. I mean, sorry, but that's what I'm talking about. Eat a dick. There you go. Boom. They're done. They're done. They're lobbing over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds over the month of missiles between Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, and hardly any of them are even getting through. That's how powerful Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas is. Maybe that's why our government's not doing nothing about it, because really they're nothing. But the country that is something is China, and we're letting them walk all over us. You know, I love Kevin O'Leary. You know why I love Kevin O'Leary? Because he's on there saying it how it is. China. Let's tariff them 1,000%. Matter of fact, let's just take their shit off our market. Everybody acts like, well, if you do that, they're going to do that to us. We don't need these people's economy. Not like they need our economy. Not even close. They will kiss our butt in order to be in our economy, because if they're just selling merchandise and products in their country, they're never going to get rich. They need America. All the leverage that we have, we sit there and bow down to these countries. China would be kissing our butt in 2 days, just like Kevin O'Leary said, and it's the truth. If we sat there and tariffed them 400% like Donald Trump wants. Now, we're not talking about doing that to the whole world. But if another country tariffs us 50%, what is wrong with tariffing them 50%? That's my point. The Democratic Party acts like we're screwing them over. No. If you want rights in our country, then you give us rights in your country. China sits there and takes from us, spies on us, goes over our military bases with drones and balloons, and they're suing TikTok and the United States government for trying to get that stupid platform out of our country. Wow. Stop. Stop it. Wow. I mean, how ignorant are American citizens anymore and our government if you think that's even remotely cool? Like Donald Trump said, all we want is a level playing field for everybody. If you charge us this, we're going to charge you that. If you want an open border with us, and you can have, then we can have an open border with us. If you can come and just walk over our border, why can't I walk over your border? Let's have a two-way street there. I can't walk over your border because I'm an American, but you can walk over my border, and our government just sits and gives you a paycheck, gives you food stamps, put you up in a $350 a night room. Here's what's up, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. I'd like to go on a vacation next week. I want to go to New York, and I want me and my wife to be put up in a $350 free room. Well, not where all those illegal aliens are. Illegal aliens, people. Illegal aliens. They're not migrants. Our parents are migrants. They came over here legally. They are here illegally on an illegal program by an illegal government like Joe Biden. And Kamala Harris, and she's running for president. Wow, she got anointed. Joe Biden got booted off because he turned out to be senile when they always said he wasn't senile. When it was right there in front of your face from the get-go, if you're a real person. And then you got all these actors and actresses going on these other networks and fondling about the Democratic Party. Here's what's up. I don't want to take a shot right now because I'm getting very adamant. You got Robert De Niro. I'm going to try to watch my mouth here. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, shut your mouth. Julia Roberts. Oh, Kamala Harris, you saved our lives. Ben Stiller. Oh, you saved our democracy. Clooney. I can't even talk about Clooney. Stop it. I was barely able to talk about Ben Stiller, that little wuss. People, I'm just trying to say we need to come together. We need to figure this out. I got it figured out. The Republican Party has it figured out. The Democratic Party can't figure out anything. They can't even figure out what sex they want to be. They can't even figure out what sex they want to be. Really, so this is the Scott in the Shot podcast. This is the first live time that this is the first live episode I've tried to do. I've been practicing a little bit on, recording it and uploading some stuff. But here tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to put a phone number on here and we can call and we can talk. I want one of you Democrats to come on to my show and tell me that I'm being stupid when it's pretty obvious who the stupid person is if you have any common sense. It don't take much. It's not that hard to figure out, people. It's not that hard to figure out when you're getting screwed by your government. Remember all the stuff that Joe Biden said before he became president? I'm going to bring the country together. And before that was Obama. Before Trump, I'm going to change the fabric of this country. Well, do you guys like the fabric they changed? I like velvet and soft things. They're making it out like it's all, the summer of love. That's what they want. Cities burning down. Sounds like the Revelations, doesn't it? Cities burning down. It's all under the summer of love. Let's fix it by throwing some tampons in a boy's bathroom, huh? Here, son. You're all right. Here's a tampon. Go. What are you gonna do? Where's the boy gonna shove that tampon at? Stop it. You got 2 or 3% of the population becoming transgender, and because of 2 or 3%, they're putting tampons in boys' bathrooms. Shit. Stop it. Here's another shot. But anyway, what's really going on in America besides all this freaky shit? I'm here to ask you. Let me give you my phone number so you can call me. My wife's baby, should I give you my phone number? No. I'll get a bunch of hate mongering motherfuckers. Excuse my name. Sorry. I'm sorry. Calling my phone. Then call me on this podcast. Come on, somebody call me. I'm on a live chat. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, nobody gonna call. When you're brutally honest with the other side of the ticket, the Democrats, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to come onto your show. They don't want. All they want to do is sit there and whine. Hey, it's Donald Trump's fault. I know if nobody wants to come onto my show, it's probably Donald Trump's fault, right? Stop it. You know why I like Donald Trump? He is an honest man. He's just being himself like I'm being. And if being yourself is so hard for somebody to accept, wow, stop it. What's the world coming to? Women letting men compete against them in sports, in the Olympics, at the Nationals. All the world competitions. Stop it. Let's just go have Andre Agassi play one of the Williams sisters in tennis, and you're going to see how easy it is to beat a woman. The Williams sister, Venus Williams, is the best woman tennis player of all time. Do you know how easy she would be beaten by Andre Agassi or any of the professional tennis players that are in that organization? Even all the top college men would beat her. But it's okay if you gave him a sex change, you're still going to beat him. They're still going to beat him. because they're men. Women, you need to be a little stronger. And all you women, especially women in professional sports that aren't standing up for women, what is the world coming to? 40, 50 years of women's rights getting better. I mean, women having more of a say in the political system. I mean, having their own professional sports. I mean, being self-sufficient, working, being CEOs of companies, and they're telling you they're taking it away from you. All for one reason, to pit people against people. Because they want us to be confused. They want anarchy so they can enact some kind of martial law, I think. So they can take over so they can enact laws and stuff to lock us up. You know, I'm digging a hole right now for us. I'm digging a hole right now. They're going to bury us. Started with Obama. He started it. He's going to change the fabric. Joe Biden, he's trying to cement it. And then and then Kamala Harris, she's sitting there digging the hole for us, trying to bury this country and become something that we're not. Is this the United States of the world? Can somebody answer that for me? That's in the Democratic Party. Is that what they really want? The United States of the world? Well, when the day comes that the world is united as one country, then I won't think about this stuff. But right now we have borders, we have laws, and we have traditions, and I like them all. I never thought growing up back in the 80s. I graduated in 1984. I never thought ever that I'd see this kind of crazy stuff going on. I never thought it was that bad growing up. All the things that they say are happening aren't happening. All this racism is not happening. Yeah, the KKK is running rampant in America. The Proud Boys. How come I never seen them? I got no hair. To the Democratic Party, I'm probably a skinhead, a fascist, a Hitler. Just like they're calling you black people now. If you don't vote for them, that is what you are. That's what Kamala Harris said. That's what they're all saying. If you don't vote for me, you're not black, right out of the president's mouth. You know, Charlemagne, you should look and went, F you, Joe Biden. You're supposed to be on my show to have a conversation, and you come on here and disparage me, my race. And when I say race, I shouldn't even have to say that. You're an American. Gets on TV and disparages you. Gets on the TV and disparages me by calling me Hitler if I don't agree with them. Really, really, stop it. I got to sit there and watch all these people sit there and buy into it. All these actors and actresses coming on TV and being stupid. The biggest was Robert De Niro. No, he's like a girl. He's a woman. Now, I love women. The only thing I've ever been, yes, my wife, the only thing I've ever been addicted to is pussy. I mean, stop it. Dude. De Niro, what a loser. Hillary Clinton. Let me take a sledgehammer and bust up my computer after I got subpoenaed. Bleach wash it. Go on TV and say, when they say you cleaned you mean with a towel? I cleaned my computer, and laugh about it. And nobody goes to jail. Nobody gets in trouble for nothing. If I did that, I'd be in trouble. If you did it, you'd be in trouble. Not Hillary Clinton. Not Joe Biden with his shell companies. Not his son and his shell companies. It's disinformation, they say, people. We got 51 intel agents that lied. You got 51 intel agents that lied. Stop it. Wow. Here's what's up, people. You have a choice on this election. You got a bunch of liars, a bunch of people that fabricate stuff. They're the Marxists, the communists, and Hitler. It's not Donald Trump. When's he ever said anything about taking away your freedoms? Oh, okay. And now a Democrat's going to come back at me and say, what about abortion rights? Well, you know what? You don't even want to go there. I don't think it's right for a woman to be able to abort another man's child. I mean, if you do it together, then everything past that point is together. If you have a relationship with a person and go to that and have sex together, and if you don't take the proper precautions to become pregnant, how is that guy? It's not his business at all. I guarantee you, if a man can get pregnant, which they can't, don't let the Democratic Party tell you they can, that woman would want to have a say in that baby's life, right? That's common sense. Right? They would. But a man don't have a say or anybody else. I mean, but it's between a man and a woman. A man, I can't, if I got a girl pregnant, I can't sit there and tell her I don't want to have an abortion, and she can look at me and go, but it took two to make it, but it only takes one to get rid of it. if you reverse that scenario, and the women would be talking the same stuff. They'd be bitching about this, just like I am. That's all I gotta say about it. So, but that's what a Democrat would come back at me with, you know, or they blame Donald Trump. They blame Donald Trump. Man, ever since Donald Trump walked down that escalator, all you keep hearing is Donald Trump. Do you honestly think Donald Trump knew that was going to happen? No. The Democratic Party is a bunch of weirdos. Let's blame Donald Trump. And you got all these voters sitting there buying into it. If you were a Democratic voter and you agree with all this crazy stuff, then you're part of the problem too. I mean, it's not about parties. It's about common sense and what's right and what's wrong. Why is that so hard to understand? And we live in a society of laws. And if you don't like what's going on, like with the border, then change those laws. Don't sit there and say it's broken. It's broken. We got a broken, like somebody took our immigration system and slammed it on the table like a piece of glass and broke it. It's not broken. You just don't want to change it. Every time the Democratic Party is in power with the president and they got both chambers of Congress, what do they do about immigration? What do they do? Ask yourself that, Democrats. What did they do? Nothing. And then they sit there and pitch you against us, but they did nothing about it. Obama had both chambers. I think Biden had both. At the beginning, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not really into it that closely, but really think about that. Every time they have an opportunity to change it without any fighting, without anything, without any kind of opposition, because they have the numbers on both in the Senate and the Congress, they do nothing about it. But except go Donald Trump. Is it Donald Trump's fault that when you guys had both chambers with Obama when he was president? Is it his fault that, but before he ever ran for president, is it his fault you didn't take care of immigration? I believe in laws. If you want to change the laws and let all these people in, if you can get the votes for it, knock yourself out. And then I won't whine about it no more. But you guys are criminal. Joe Biden ought to be in prison. Schumer should be in prison. Pelosi should be in prison. And I'll probably be in prison for even talking the way I'm talking. But I don't even want to talk about Hillary Clinton much more because I'll end up dead. It's not Bill Clinton you got to worry about hanging out at Epstein's house or P. Diddy's. It's Hillary Clinton. She was probably there. That's my opinion. She's a big. Bill Clinton's all right. Hillary Clinton's a freak. She's the freak. Listen to that woman. Can't even get over that election still. Can't even get it. She's living in 2016 still wondering, why didn't I become the president? Because you called me a deplorable. You called my wife a deplorable. You called all my kids deplorables because they're Republicans. All because we don't think like you. And now you're calling the black man all these bad things. It was on the news last 2 days. Kamala Harris scolding you like you're her child. You got Obama, this dumbass going on there, scolding you like he's your daddy, your grandpa. Stop it. When are you people going to start thinking for yourselves? This is the Scott and the Shot podcast, and I'm telling you, think for yourselves. Stop letting people tell you how to think, what to believe, how to react. Stop it. I've never seen so many wussies in my life. I mean, I should start building concentration. We all should start building concentration camps right now because as soon as China takes us over because we're stupid, that's where we're going to be. We're so stupid, we'll probably make our own camps. I'm just joking. But that's the fact. I mean, look at all the stupid crap we're whining about on TV. People are starving, climate conditions, all kinds of stuff's going on. And their number one thing is Donald Trump and let's give transgender the rights to mutilate their bodies and go behind our parents' backs and talk about their children and try to get them, turn them into a transgender just for a vote. All these things that the Democratic Party is doing for a vote is ruining this country. I guess they're a political sign on to say, come to us so we can, one way or another, we'll ruin the country. That's what their political vision is. If they want 100% power from now till the end of time. They don't want fair elections. They don't want nothing that's fair or constitutional. I mean, it's just like Joe Biden. They kicked him out. Well, he's stupid enough to drive. He just stayed in. They kick him out and they anoint the worst candidate that they've ever had. She dropped out of the 2020 election. The first one to drop out. You know why? Because that's how bad she was. And then they chose her as a vice president because she's black. And now they want her to be the president. The last choice of the bunch, they want her. Really? Really? Stop it. Wow. This is the Scott and the Shot podcast. Stop it. Howard Stern, bam. Howard Stern, dumbass. I mean, all these people sitting there fondling over Kamala Harris and Barack Obama and Joe Biden like there's something special. They're like they're God. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. Oh my God, you're going to save our country. How can they save our country from themselves? All right, this is Scott and the Shot podcast. What's on my thing here? Anyway. Well, this is the Scott and the Shot podcast. I'm buzzing. That's why I do this, because in order to listen to all this crazy stuff that is on the TV nowadays, on the news, about our country, about foreign affairs, about all the stuff that's going on in this country, it blows my mind. And you Republicans, right now, the parties are split basically. It's not exact, but 50-50 basically. You Republicans need to stand up. All your little hearings you have, that nothing. I mean, nobody says nothing. Nobody admits to nothing. They plead the fifth. They sit there and sit there and say a bunch of stuff that means a bunch of word salads, and nothing ever gets done. Where's the oversight in this country? Is it just an invisible? We have oversight. It's invisible. Nothing gets done. Nobody gets impeached. Nobody goes to jail. Nobody gets in trouble for making bad policy that affect or kill Americans. I mean, what the heck happened to this world? Donald Trump would have fired him. Reagan would have fired him. Clinton would have fired him even. I mean, what is going on? I mean, nothing is their fault. Hey, you know whose fault it is? It's Donald Trump's fault. That's what they say. It's Donald Trump. I think they lost their ability to speak, except for two words. Donald Trump. That's how deranged they are. And Jessica Karloff getting fired from Fox. About time. Sitting there watching some stupid woman get on TV and defend some stupid woman or the vice president, or the president, no matter what they say. It's why it's funny watching these Democrats people go on these talk shows, these pundits, and sit there and defend everything even if it's proven beyond a reasonable doubt they fucked up. They're going to defend it. Say, oh, it's Donald Trump's fault. Stop it. Marsha Raddick. Fucking Rachel Maddow. You stupid woman. Oh, I mean, Jake Tapper. Eat that. Everybody, I mean, all you people are stupid. And you buy into it. You're going to let this country go down. 300-something million Americans are going to become communists, or we're going to be done. Because all your stupid little feelings towards transgenders and we're Hitler because we don't think like you, and it's like they're little crybabies, a bunch of little girls, a bunch of little children running around whining and crying because they didn't get their way. Wow. I've never seen politics like this in my life. FDR, Kennedy, Eisenhower, they're all Lincoln, Washington. They're rolling in their graves right now going, oh, my Lord, what is really going on? All for a vote, all to stay in ultimate power. These Democrats are screwing this country up. They keep repeating the same taglines over and over. CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all talking the same, MSNBC, the same little taglines like little robots. I mean, their parents spend $100,000 a year for these guys to go to school, or they borrow the money and to go on TV and lie, because that's what they're told to do, obviously. And if they're not being told to do it, they're even dumber because that's how they feel about our country. Like they're picked on or something in school and they never got over it. Mom and daddy didn't give them enough attention. Stop it. I'm tired of hearing about everybody's little plights in life. Everybody has trials and tribulations and ups and downs, and that doesn't mean you need a therapist. I gotta go see a psychiatrist, man, because I made the wrong choice. Wow. Stop it. Everybody went and got retarded. Well, is it in the water? Everybody's drinking bottled water anymore. I think they got something in there that says, I'm stupid. There's some kind of stupid formula in the water where everybody just gets dumber and dumber and dumber. My hat's off to Fox News. My hat's off to Joe Rogan. I mean, the people that talk real about real things, and they're really trying to figure everything out. Instead of And they're reporting the truth. And all you Democrats that want everything legalized, you know, you got to have normality in the world, people. If there's not a line of normality and we don't enforce that line of normality, then people like me and you got to sit there and deal with it, with things that aren't normal, with abnormality. It's called abnormal behavior. Who started all this in the Democratic Party? Before the president, where they're trying to figure out ways to figure shit out to help people. Now they're trying to harm us all by pitting us against each other, being stupid, talking stupid shit. Hey, but you know whose fault it is? It's Trump's fault. You Democrats, you crack me up. And the Democratic people that vote for that party, you're gonna sit there and watch a party. I mean, I know you know they're lying, but you do it all under the altar of we got to stop Donald Trump. Why? Because he's truthful and he's himself. He's a billionaire. He's not a politician. He's OG. Have you ever heard this? The term OG. He's not gonna listen to you guys tell him how to think and act, just so you can start your fucking weird perversion of life with transgenderism. You can't discipline your children. Let's go behind your kids' back. Let's send Palestinians money after our allies bombed them. I mean, stop it, man. We got no. So this is Scott and the Shot podcast. Does anybody want to try to get a hold of me? My wife said I don't know nothing about computers. I'm just on here talking the way I want to talk. But is there anybody out there who wants to talk to me? Let's have a conversation about weirdness, about being stupid. This is Scott Dempsey. I'm from the class of 1984. I graduated in 84 in Moses Lake High School in an era that was beautiful. You know, Hulk Hogan came on the news night and he said, maybe we don't want to go back to them, but we're living in the now. We need to live in the now. We're meant to go forward, people. Forward in life. Forward. Go forward. Stop worrying about slavery and if something wasn't perfect back in those days. Yeah, you know, I wish I would have never started doing a lot of things, but I did, and that's my trials in life. I don't want to push that on anybody else because everybody has their own way of life. Everybody has to learn their own way in their own time. I mean, you make choices. If they're wrong, they're wrong. They're right, they're right. The only one that pays for it is you. But stop trying to push that on me. If you want to be all this weird stuff, then go in your house and keep it behind closed doors. Like people used to do back in the day. You know what that's called? Class. It doesn't mean it's called class. I'm not going to go outside and slap tongues and try to fuck my wife out in public. And I don't want to see it from any of you transgender or any gay people. I want everybody, no matter at best, have a little class, people. Stop it. And stop having these shows where people come on and they dog you out and you don't call them out on it, like Charlemagne the God. Let's the President of the United States come on his show. It was a big deal too. The President of the United States can be on Charlemagne. And then they go on there and Charlemagne lets him tell him that he's not black. Like you don't have a brain of your own. You can't sit there and think for yourself. If you don't think the way he's thinking, then you're not black. Wow. And then you just let it go. You just let it go. I mean, and then you should have went off that air. I know you can't do that to the president, but you could have went off and said, "Suck a dick." Seriously, go on TV and tell me that I'm not black if I don't vote for you. That's why he's senile. I don't even blame Joe Biden because he's senile. And you all knew he was senile. And you made him, you voted him in, well, with cheating. You voted him in, let me tell you, people, check it out. This is a live broadcast. Insurrection. You know what the insurrection, it's not just a term that was made for people protesting or rioting or rioting in Washington, D.C. All these cities that were burned down during the summer of love. That's a Democrat for you. Cities are burning down. Portland's burning down. They're being occupied. Seattle's burning down, being occupied. St. Louis and a bunch of other cities. And they call that the summer of love. Boy, how bad does it have to get in the country before it's not about love? The summer of love. Let's burn down a big city. Let's burn down our pharmacies. Let's burn down all these little shops that aren't big business. They're small business. People that opened up a store, opened up a clothing store, opened up a pharmacy, opened up a little 7-Eleven. That's the place. That's the places they were burning down. And that's called the Democrats call it the summer of love. That's the love they have for you people, right? They're gonna let it burn down your cities. The summer of love. Wow. Stop it. That's my beautiful wife right there. She got 2 degrees from college. She's a radiology technologist. She has an associate's degree in arts and science. And before she went into that, she was actually a nursing student. She got chosen out of 120 candidates. I mean, and got into the nursing program at Big Bend Community College. And she ended up not liking it. She met another lady who was older than her even. And then she didn't like the instructors because they were probably liberal. I'm forget that. And she went into radiology. She had a year of nursing, and then she went into radiology. And that's a beautiful woman right there. I love that woman, man. She straightened me out. Boom, it's done. But she's over here freaking out, man, because I'm speaking my mind on live
Not
YouTube.
At all.
Not at all.
No.
Right on.
I'm reading the comments from our babies.
And this is my black beauty.
Our kids.
This is my black beauty. I'm racist. Look at it. This is the most beautiful black kitty. She got 3 arms. Her one arm is she's disabled. And look at her right there. She walks on 3 arms. Prettiest little girl I ever did see. All right. Back to the real stuff. So anyway, I'm doing this podcast to try to open up people's eyes. I mean, the summer of love. Yeah. Can I love I live in Gridley, California. Can I go start burning it down and say, hey, it's all about love, baby. It's all about love, man. I just love you guys. You know, I'm gonna rape your daughter. I love you, man. Shit, I'm just gonna love you. Did you ever see that? There's some I can't remember his name. There's a Democrat. They're talking about child molestation. There's a Democrat on TV a while back, and they're like, I think that somebody, it's not child molestation. That's just an older person who's attracted to younger people. If a 20-year-old man, it's always a man against a woman. I never heard of a guy being raped by a woman. It's always a guy raped. But that's what that Democrat thought. That they're like, that's just a person who is attracted to younger women. I bet. Stop it. Stop it. Stay away from my family, mofo. I mean, really. But that's my beautiful wife. I love her. 2 degrees from college. She keeps me on the straight and narrow. We got 3 kids, 6 grandkids, 3 beautiful girls, 3 boys. The boys are studs, but my granddaughters, there's something, man. They're all so pretty. I mean, they're smoking hot. My 12-year-old daughter, granddaughter Nora, I mean, she looks like she's 20. She ought to be on Vogue. And if you guys don't believe me, let's get this started. Let me get a little bit known, and I'll show you a picture of my granddaughter. At 12 years old, she's like, and she's in 7th grade and testing at 10th, 11th grade levels. That's what I'm talking about. Now, what kind of more beautiful of a woman is there than this little girl who's that smart and beautiful? But if you saw her, she is just, my granddaughters are smoking hot, and the boys, nothing's gonna happen to the boys. I mean, they're all good looking, but I worry about my granddaughters because they're just so hot. I mean, I'm proud of them. They're studs. I mean, boys, watch out because they're getting raised the right way. Between me and their dad, they're hot, and you ain't gonna be able to you're not gonna be able to take advantage of my granddaughters. No way. They're gonna smack you around. They're MMA. They're tough. My daughter's tough. Everybody's real in my family. I mean, but they're beautiful, and I worry about. I mean, I guess I shouldn't worry about the women so much. I guess because you got all these freaks coming over that border, even messing with the little boys. Stop it, sex trafficking. In 2024, we have sex trafficking on the border, on our southern border. Cartels, the #1 military power in the world, and we're allowing this to happen. You know what? If we called Mexico today and said, I swear to God, if one more fentanyl pill comes over that border, you're done. In a matter of 3 minutes, the cartels would never send another pill over that border. You know why? Because the president of Mexico would go to them and say, it's done, dude. They're going to like, boom, you're done. That's how easy it would be to stop that fentanyl from coming over our border. And so when the Democrats sit there and say, or even the Republicans, when it comes to the drug thing, that's a multi-deal thing. They've been coming over our border now for years, and I party. but it's gotten out of hand. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a little weed. It's they're killing hundreds of thousands of millions over 10 years of Americans. And I just feel that our government's in on it. I mean, if we're the number one military in the world, we can't even stop drugs from coming over one little part of our border, a couple thousand miles of our border, then what's going on with that? You need to think about that. All it would take is the right words to the right person, and that shit would stop overnight. Remember that guy that was sneaking over all these illegal aliens? He's like with a mask on his face over Mexico.
Yeah.
You know what? That's him going, hey, man, you guys can do something about it, but you don't. That's what he's saying. You guys can stop it, but you don't. So, yeah, I respect that. I mean, I respect that because it's not our fault our government is so stupid. Everything can be stopped. Everything can be fixed. And as soon as Americans realize that it's easy to fix, and when you realize they don't want to fix it, I mean, government's been running around for 1,000 years. You don't think they don't know how to start a recession, stop a recession, start this, stop that? They have it perfected. And these other countries that are around the world that live the way they live, they're living that way because their governments are corrupt, and that's how they want it to be. But we sit there feeling bad for their citizens. Oh, poor little Nicaragua, poor little fucking Cuba, poor little Colombia, poor Venezuelans, poor Mexicans, poor China. The people that run those countries know what's up. They're doing exactly what they want to do. Oh, no. What happened, babe? Fix it.
I think you're off. Yeah, you're done.
Oh, my God. I fucked up.
Yep, it's still on, I think.
Get me on here. Please, baby. Try to figure it out. I can't figure it out. I hit something wrong. I'm sorry, people. If you're listening, I got it messed up here. I hit the button.
I don't see it, honey.
No, just X out. Just shut it all down. I don't want to be talking stupid. X out of all this.
There you go.
Oh, here I am. Okay, I'm back. Right on, I'm back. All right, people. If you don't think, what was I talking about, babe? I don't know either. All right.
Trying to get you back on there.
All right, people. This since I lost I hit a button and not really computer savvy. I'm gonna X out here right now, and I'll come back tomorrow. This is Scott and the Shot podcast. But you people need to wake up and realize that everything that they're doing in our country is premeditated. It's premeditated. If you think that humans are smarter than that, everything that's going on in these countries is meant to happen. They live the way they live because they want ultimate power, but we're sitting there worrying about the people of those countries. If they want to change those governments, then it's up to them to do what they got to do to change it. It's not up to us to send them free money while their governments are still corrupt. Kind of like I heard we sent over $100 million to the Palestinians, to Lebanon. Why would we do that? Our number one ally is bombing these people for a reason, because they snuck over their borders and killed millions of people. They're lobbing bombs over the border at their cities. I mean, all for Iran, but it's not just for Iran. Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, they're all evil. They're evil races. When I say evil races, I mean that because look at all this stuff that's going on in these streets in New York and in all these colleges all over our country. Death to Israel, from the river to the sea. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. So, man, everybody went and lost their mind. But anyway, I'm going to get off this tonight. This is Scott and the Shot podcast. I'll be back tomorrow. Joe Rogan, Fox News, Greg Gutfeld, Jesse Waters. I love you guys. Hannity, Levine. There we go. Those are the people that are telling you what's really going on. If you don't like the truth, then change it. But don't try to fake it. Don't try to make it out like it's somebody else's fault. It's there. The problems that are going on in this country right now are easily solvable. We can't stop the cartels. We can't stop the fentanyl from coming over the border. We can't stop all this crazy stuff. Of course we can. They don't want to. That's what's up. All right, this is Scott and the Shot podcast. I'm out live tomorrow. Round 5 or 6, you just have to watch for it. Later.